Hi, this is Tim Bost with FinancialCyclesWeekly.com, and we can't help it, I guess, but the stock market always seems to be in the news, and lots of people are paying attention to the markets nowadays and wondering one big thing: should I get into the market or not? Is this something that's good for me personally? Or is this the right time to get into the market? And if I do, what's the right stock for me to buy? What should I be doing in the markets? Now, obviously, this covers a lot of territory. It's a very broad range of questions. But because this is something that I personally pay a lot of attention to, and it's the subject of a great deal of study that we've done here at FinancialCyclesWeekly.com, we want to share some insights with you about how to figure out what the right stock for you actually is. Now, the stock market itself, we want to be clear about this, actually does provide us with a never-ending stream of financial opportunity. Because there's always market action going on, and because it's possible to make money whether stock prices are going up or stock prices are going down, if you know what you're doing in the market, there's always an opportunity available for you to create financial rewards from the market. Buying and selling the right stock at the right time can actually put a lot of money in your pocket, and it's a very, very profitable activity for many, many people. But we also want to be clear about the fact that there are stock market panics and crashes as well. Those are those sudden turns in the market that catch people by surprise. And if you are on the wrong side of the market when there's a big market move, or if you're locked into an investment that you can't get out of very readily, then it can be very, very costly. And of course, this is a picture of 1929, in the year that people were jumping out of buildings because they were ruined overnight in the big crash then. And we've had a number of big market downturns since then. So we're not immune from big perturbances in the markets that can make a difference for us. And we definitely want to be aware of the fact that there are risks involved in putting money in the market. So the question is, how do you go about making the right choices in a situation like this? Should you put your money in the stock market or not? And how do you make wise decisions as you evaluate the opportunities that are there for all of us, really, in the stock market? So first of all, I think it's important for you to know your personal finances. This is absolutely critical because, let's face it, the market is not for everybody. If you have financial limitations that prohibit you from being involved in the stock market, then obviously it's not something that's going to be the right vehicle for you. So first of all, know what your overall financial picture looks like. Do you have the personal financial resources to be involved in the markets or not? It's a fairly simple question, but you have to be able to honestly evaluate that right from the start. Next, you have to understand and be clear about your personal financial goals, both in terms of the long term, where do you want to be 10 years from now, 15 years from now, at retirement age, whatever that may be, and your short-term financial goals as well. If you have an immediate need to access your money that you're aware of that's coming up next year, a big college tuition due, something of that sort, then it's not wise to put the money into the market. In other words, we have to be clear about using money only that can be set aside for the markets as a part of the overall financial picture for you personally. And how well does the stock market fit in with your total financial capabilities? Can you handle this kind of activity or not? In other words, if we have money that we can afford to lose and then put that in the markets, if we do take losses in the markets, it's a lot easier for us than if we are risking the rent money on stock market speculation. And that's the core question as well. How much can you afford to lose? It's one of the ironies about being involved in the markets We typically like to promote positive thinking, but the people who are most successful in the markets are the ones who evaluate up front how much they can afford to lose and don't risk more than that on their endeavors in the stock market. So it's very, very important that you take a look at that as well. Now, after you know your finances, you have to know the investment picture that you're considering overall. And a lot of it depends, of course, on the kind of experience that you've already had. If you are a seasoned investor or you have worked with stock market speculation before, then obviously you know some of the ins and outs of it. It's something that you've never ever tried before, then it's going to be a riskier endeavor, and you have to allow some time and some money for the learning curve involved in getting engaged with the markets. Now, when you're looking at a specific stock to invest in, it's important that you understand what that company does, what it's about, and what its overall industry is doing as well. How does this fit into the overall picture? If it's a biotechnology company and you don't know anything about biotechnology, it's probably better to stay away from it. If it's a company that's involved in a business that you are personally familiar with, then you're much more likely to be able to make the right evaluation when you choose specific stocks to work with. Now, the question about whether you're trading or investing is really one of time frame. When we talk about stock market trading, the aim here is not to hold stocks for a long period of time. We want to buy them at a given price and then sell them pretty quickly after that at a higher price. So with trading, we're moving our money in and out of the markets much more frequently than long-term investing. Essentially, investing is about a buy and hold strategy. We buy something this year and then look at it 2 or 3 years down the road and hope that it has advanced in value and that we have improved our financial situation by sitting on investments for longer periods of time. And that's an important part of the consideration for you as well. What's your strategy? Are you a trader or are you an investor? And then finally, what do you know about the cycles that apply to the specific business that you're taking a look at? The individual company may go through seasonal fluctuations in sales. The industry as a whole may do that. And of course, the market itself goes through highs and lows. There are market cycles that we need to be aware of. And obviously, if you're working in tune with the cycles, then you have a much better probability of making profits from the stock market. So if you know your finances and you know your investments, the third and probably the most important component is knowing yourself as well. What is your personal risk tolerance? How well can you handle the risks that are inevitably involved with making any kind of investment? If you don't like taking chances, then stay away from the stock market. It's as simple as that. But if you can handle risk and manage risk effectively, and you are accustomed to doing that, you're much more likely to be successful in the stock market. How good are you at actually making decisions and then taking actions on the basis of the decisions that you make? A lot of individuals who get involved in the markets spend a lot of their time analyzing and looking at market opportunities, but never actually pull the trigger and take the trade, buy the stock, make the profits. If you can't take action and make decisions, again, you may want to reconsider the idea of getting involved in the stock market. How well can you persist when things don't go the way that you plan? Oftentimes in the markets, we think we have things figured out, but the markets always have a mind of their own, and there are times when you will take losses in the markets. Things will not be working according to your plan or your expectations. Do you have the fortitude, and do you have the personal integrity, and can you maintain the bank account long enough to stay in the markets in those periods? That's a very, very important consideration. And finally, probably most important of all, how good are you at managing your emotions? You know, we all have emotional swings. That's a normal part of being a human being. But when we get involved in the markets, it's important for us to learn to set emotions aside in order to make better decisions about our engagement with the stock market. And there's actually more to it than that. Once you've mastered the emotions, once you know yourself, you are a long way toward being able to succeed in the market. But stock market astrology, the application of planetary cycles to the markets, is also a very, very big aid for you if you're going to be involved in the markets. It can help you spot market cycles and understand the ups and downs and rhythms of the markets. It can help you see big opportunities and potential pitfalls as well in advance of their actually happening. So you're better prepared to take advantage of those opportunities when they do arise. And most importantly, it can help you know yourself much more thoroughly, much more intimately, so that you can get better results when you're involved in the markets. And it can also help you identify the specific stocks that are the best personal match for you. You know, each individual has a personal horoscope, a personal chart that tells us about that individual, what your emotional makeup is, what your risk tolerance is, a lot of the other factors that are important for your engagement in the markets. And the same way, individual stocks have individual horoscopes as well. So just like we want to find out the compatibility with you and somebody you might be dating or considering marrying, we want to find out your compatibility with the individual stocks that you're considering investing in or trading in as well. So we want to get the best personal match for you. If you buy and sell the right stock at the right time, it's great. You can make money doing that. And if it also happens to be the stock that is uniquely right for you, you're likely to get a lot more winners in the market. And by the same token, of course, you'll probably get a lot fewer losers as well if you choose the stocks that are the right match for you. So we encourage you to explore the Astro-Trading advantage, both in terms of applying cycles to the market and understanding trading rhythms in the market, and exploring the way that it applies to you personally and your ability to hook up with the right stocks for you. You can find out about consultations at timbost.com and about financial markets and the application of astrology to the stock market at financialcyclesweekly.com. So take a moment to take a look. This is Tim Bost with financialcyclesweekly.com. We want to thank you for taking time to watch this video today. Please leave a comment for us if you will.